Welcome to the Afterlight Podcast. I am T.A. Nathan, co-producer, writer, and host of the show. Before I turn it over to my turtle friend, I want to personally thank you for coming on this journey with us. This all began as friends cluttered around a wood table, drinking beers, laughing excessively, and playing Dungeons & Dragons. Now we are proud to present to you the culmination of nearly a total of 100 plus hours of adventuring, singing, battling, and persuading in the world of Afterlight. Without further delay, enjoy the show. A fire crackles near the beach as the sun sinks beneath the sea. A large Pordmerkin turtle man leans back on a small fisherman's chair as he prods at the flame, making sure it's hot enough to cook his dinner. Soon it would be. The beach was empty, as it usually was this time of night, except for the silhouette of an approaching Gistori. Gistori were just like humans, or Ito, as they were more usually referred to, except that they had two large horns that protrude from their temples, and slightly pointed ears. The Pordmerkin shuffled uncomfortably in his chair as the shadowy figure approached, with something small tucked in their left hand. A weapon? No, it's too square. A book? No, not that either. It isn't quite thick enough.
Hello there, stranger. Enjoying the cool breeze of the eastern seas tonight?
You there! Are you Yuban Kai?
No, I'm many things, but of them all, being Yuban Kai is my favorite.
I've been looking for you for a long time now. I've been told you're a famous storyteller. Better than the Lung Dry or even the Mungu and Anam. The reporter gets close and sits cross-legged in the sand across from Yuban Kai. He pulls open the square thing he was holding and plucked out a pen from the breast pocket of his vest. They say you've been all around the world, Yuban Kai. That you've been through Yornai and the Southern Isles, even after it's been covered in all the, well, you know.
Curious. A writer that's unwilling to speak words. Don't be shy about the darkness, boy. Call it what it is. The Afterlight.
The reporter looks down at his notepad, his face a bit flustered. I'm not shy about the Afterlight. I'm just sorry that it all happened. Look, I was hoping to get a moment to speak to you. I've been following a story for a while now, and I'm missing a lot of pieces. Would you be willing to help me?
A story? Well, why didn't you say so? I love stories. Even more than I love fish. Are you hungry, Mr. Story Seeker? I have fresh fish I'm preparing for supper.
I would love to. Thank you. Yuban Kai gathers a couple of fish, spears them with a sharp stick, and places them on a spit over the fire. So, Yuban Kai, have you ever heard of a legend known as the Angel of Death? Yuban Kai's eyes widened just enough for the reporter to see his discomfort.
I have. Now, what did you say your name was, young man?
Oh, my apologies. I've shown you terrible manners. My name is Benjamin Ambrose, for the Corissian Courier. My friends call me Benji.
Well, Benji, what is it you intend to do with the legend of the Angel of Death for the Corissian Courier?
Well, it's not actually for the newspaper. I've considered taking the sash. I'm tired of reporting the daily whims of low-end bankers and business owners in Calcet proper. I'm tired of aggrandizing the heroism of a Romic vicar who fed the poor with the money he laundered from gambling, or the bravery of a tea shop owner opening his storefront in a bad broken neighborhood to stimulate growth. I need a story that inspires me to leave all of this behind. I need this story. For me. The two were silent for a moment. The hissing of the moisture escaped from the fish as the fire burned it away. The waves drifted higher now that they saw their beloved moon in the sky.
I suppose I can share with you what I know. As long as I have your word, it won't show up in the courier tomorrow morning.
You have my word, Yubankai.
Very well. As you know, the Yornai Isles were a haven of peace, unlike the rest of Teora in those times. It wasn't until the seal was broken that the birds of peace would never fly again. Many blamed the Ahiri, but they were just the wrong people at the right time. The seal let open the afterlight for the first time in hundreds, maybe thousands of years. The stories say that the sun was too afraid to rise again after the darkness had been unleashed from its prison. But it still did, of course. Before I go on about these Ahiri and Afterlight, it's important that we talk about the children.
And what did they have to do with the Angel of Death?
In due time, Benji. On a rather ordinary day, the son of the chieftain of this island, a young Gestori boy named Philocus, ran like the wind through the village to the houses of the children. He had discovered something rather extraordinary.
One morning, as Philocus runs to Yoel's huts, he seems rather excited and wants you to join him.
Do we live separately, or do we each have a single hut?
You guys live separately, but the huts are very close together.
Mm.
So he kind of runs into your little quadrant, and he's shouting. He's like, "Hey, everyone, come on out! I have some great news." First to emerge is Littlefoot, Kale's character. So go ahead and describe your character.
I am a forest gnome, short, 2 feet 5 inches tall. So I'm very sneaky and get around things and hide really well. With brown hair, with a scar over his right eye, because he got it somewhere. He doesn't remember. And he's pretty young. He's around 169 years old.
Oh, very young.
Yes, very young. But he usually stays to himself and keeping in the shadows and everything.
Alrighty, so you come out and you see Philocus. He's got this wild black hair. It's all scattered across his head. It looks like he's got a bun that he very poorly put together. He doesn't really fit the chieftain's son look. He doesn't look very disciplined at all. He kind of looks kind of razzled and crazy. He wears like a tribal shirt, a pair of almost like a Scottish kilt.
But it's
Kind of like
in
a
the middle.
butt flap.
Sort of. So So
is it a kilt, or does it have?
It's like a kilt,
two
but it's
separate
not
leggings?
it's not the same kind of fine material cloth. It's more like
Like hammer pants.
hammer pants, MC hammer pants. No.
Kind of like linen styles.
Yeah. So he's standing there, and he's got bright blue eyes, and he's super excited to see you. I found something amazing. We need to gather the others, and I want you all to follow me.
Calm down. We're not in a rush. Let's go get the others.
Next that comes out is
Azarias. He is 6 foot tall, Aasimar, white skin, not like stark white, just like tan, whatever. Long, like flowing blonde hair, amber eyes. He's very strong, but he's stature-wise, he's not too big. Chainmail, greatsword.
okay. So you come out and you see Littlefoot trying to calm down.
What is it, little
Philocus.
man? What is it?
The tribe kids found something exciting, so he wants everybody to get together. He's super excited, so...
I swear, it's the most amazing thing you guys will see in your life.
The most amazing.
Yes, hands
Well, let's
down.
go.
Well, hold on. Let's get the others.
You're right.
Next that comes out is Ezekiel.
So
The mongoose, so please describe.
Ezekiel has been awake this whole time. So first off, well, he's a mongoose, which is, I guess, a monkey man. He likes being naked, and
As one does.
yes, his fur really covers everything mostly. However, I guess living in this island, he quickly learned what shame meant by being kind of coaxed by the other tribes people around him to kind of wear something.
Right.
So he now wears like a loincloth, which matches his fur, so he might as well be naked.
What color fur does he have?
He has brown fur on the outside, a little reddish tinge, and as it grows into the middle of his chest, it kind of grows lighter and whiter.
Okay.
He has you could consider a facial hair. Like, if you look at him from far away, it kind of looks like he has a Fu Manchu. But as you get closer, he's just really hairy. He does wear, he has a weird scar on his forehead that a lot of people think that it looks like a third eye of sorts.
Oh, okay.
So he just wears like a band around his forehead.
A headband? Okay.
Yeah, to cover it, and that makes people a little less uneasy around him. I mentioned that he was awake earlier. He reads far into the night and wakes up early to continue practicing his wizardry, to memorize stuff that he needs really well. You never know. He stands about 4.5 feet tall, but he feels like he's a little bit taller. He doesn't like to take crap from most people. I've been awake and I've been listening to you guys talk. I open the door, I come out, and I just look at you guys and just nod as I continue to read my book with spells on it.
Ezekial, our friend here has found something amazing.
Yeah! Let's go.
Ezekial, it would be great.
Yeah. I don't have too much time here. Let's just keep going.
All right. We have one left. Zara. So Zara comes out.
So I am a Kensai monk. I'm a tabaxi. So my fur is black with like yellow eyes. And I don't really wear any armor. Since I'm a monk, it's just basic clothing, I guess, mostly.
Like what kind of basic clothing?
Like wraps on my hands, like a cover, like loincloths, but for chicks because it's a female cat.
Yeah.
So it would cover both.
Okay. Well, you don't have to.
Just let it all hang out. Slap down with boots. And I do wield a short sword. I try and practice with two, although I'm not able to use two right now. I'm still a little sketch on it, but because I don't have my dual wielding abilities yet. I don't believe so.
You're looking at the swords.
I can? Oh.
You're looking at the swords and you're like, I will do this.
I am going to dual wield.
You can dual wield.
I can already? I thought I had to use my cat claw and my short sword until I got that ability. No? Okay. Yeah. I'm a dual wielder, so I have two short swords.
You just don't get your damage bonus on your outfit.
Oh, okay.
Do you have a weapon called the cat claw?
Uh-huh.
It's an actual weapon, or is it?
It's my claw.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
no,
it's
just
a
my
racial
claw.
ability. She has claws and does
That's
damage.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alrighty. So Philocus looks at all of you. Says, "Great, everybody's here. Are you guys ready?
I'm very ready. Take us."
All right, let's go. I promise you, you won't forget this." So he starts running down the side of the beach line. And what comes to mind as you see him running, he looks pretty naive. He's about 18 years old. You know him to be very inquisitive and adventurous. He never really turns down an opportunity to explore, especially if it's a chance to explore beyond the small island, the Lego island that you guys are on. He doesn't really seem to want to be chieftain at all, and he frequently avoids the responsibilities so that he can go have fun instead of doing what his father asks. So a lot of times you'll see him kind of shirking out of doing certain duties or like watching as his advisors talk with the chieftain.
Do we know if it's because he's afraid, or does he have we talked to him before?
How long have we been in this village? Did you?
Just a couple of years or so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you know him rather well. He's sort of like a, as most of you are older, figures. You see him as more of a kind of a young kid. He's kind of like a sort of an adopted son to you all. You kind of take him in a bit and try to teach him to be more responsible, but he frequently even tries to avoid whenever you guys are like, well, you should probably listen to your father, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
He kind of just ignores you because he kind of wants to be free. He doesn't really want to be stuck on this island.
Okay. So we know it's not because he is afraid. It's just
it could be. It could be. He hasn't really opened to you about that.
Okay.
It could be that he's afraid, or that he's just an adventurous guy and just doesn't want to be around. So, like I said, he's got the black hair. He has like a golden tan, and he's got very short, stubby horns for a Gistori. He's got these two horizontal black lines on his forehead that wrap around like a crown. So Justori, particularly these type of Justori, they have these black, like almost like tribal lines or like tattoos that are natural tattoos that they have. So they're not really tattoos; they're natural markings. So he has these 2 lines that go wrap around like a crown. They're the same that his father has. So it's kind of like it's like been passed down. Some people are like, oh, it's because they're chieftain, they're leader, so they wear the crown kind of thing. He doesn't see it like that. He just,
Shit's dope.
and he's like, nah, I don't care. But so you see him running on his way. You guys are passing through town, and in town, which is this is a tribe of.
Is it mostly just your story?
Yes, it's all just story. Very low tech, so there's not really a whole lot of stuff, interesting things to see, really, because there's like a small tribe on this island.
Question: Did it take them a long time to accept us, like assimilate us, like, or is it like they've never experienced like an outsider before that doesn't look like them?
So the younger ones took a little bit longer to warm up, just because of the race differences. They weren't quite familiar with, someone that was as tall as them being an adult, or a large cat or monkey creature, or even Asimar look very, very different without horns or anything like that. So
I changed my mind. I'm not tan. I'm pale.
Pale. Okay, yeah. So you would still stick out because they're all feeling.
Wait, how big are you?
6'2".
Okay. Do you mind if I ride you?
I'm very lean though. I've got big muscles, but I'm super lean.
No. Can I wrap my
How
tail? I'm 4
Sure.
and a half.
Totally. Why not?
I just want to read. So I just want to ride you.
So you kind of perch
like
up
you're just
there
perched on his shoulder.
Or I was thinking kind of. He wears me like a backpack. So I'm wrapping my tail around his waist.
Just you two.
And I'm facing away from him. Yeah. And I'm just reading.
Your name should have been Doran. He should have been.
Yeah. Totes.
Boots. Knocking boots.
Azarias.
No, I was thinking. I don't know if this is gonna be. I was thinking Aliens 3, where that dude that didn't have any.
Really?
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the guy in the wheelchair.
Yes, that guy in the wheelchair that gets worn by the other dude.
Yeah.
And just covers his back. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay,
cool.
cool. Like that.
All right. Sure.
Cool. Sweet.
I'd probably be fine with it.
All right. I'm cool.
Okay, so Ezekiel has decided to take roost upon.
I mean, this would have been
Azarias'
a continuous thing.
Okay, so you guys you're cool about it.
Yeah.
You're bros.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, we've known.
So he hops on around his back and he hangs tight and.
Hang on, let's go.
It always surprises you, Azarias, how well he's able to cling onto you, even while you're full dead sprint. He's got some grabby hands.
I mean, it's my feet, but okay.
So to finish your question,
yeah,
the adults, they picked you guys up rather quickly. They have this very, very friendly mentality in this tribe. It's less of a us them kind of affair. It's more of we're all just surviving. So whoever can join,
gotcha.
You're expected to work your share, but as long as you work your share, I mean, you're accepted in the society.
And I'm assuming it wasn't much of a culture shock for us either, since we don't really remember much.
Right. So anything is new to you guys. So cool. So actually, if you guys see anything else besides your story, would be a culture shock because this is all you know.
I freak out every time I see it in the mirror.
You guys would know this about me since we've been here for 2 years-ish. I seem to not know, I don't seem to know a lot about the world around me. Yeah. I guess we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, what's that? Oh, almost a tree. Ooh, what's that? Ooh, that's a leaf. Like that?
Not that bad.
You guys, those of you've forgotten things, your past, but you're still aware of, this is the ocean, don't go out and start drinking it. You guys aren't ridiculous. He wouldn't even know that.
Oh.
Yeah, he came in almost like a fresh baby. He doesn't know much of anything. He can walk, talk, he just is very, very unfamiliar with what's going on and what's around him. You all follow Philocus up through town, and one of the things you see along the way as you pass through, there's this very ancient turtle man. You know him. His name is Nor, like Nor. All right, so you see this ancient turtle man, and his name is Nor. So this guy he's about as tall as a short man. He's got this massive hulking shell on his back, he's like an elongated neck, and his face is very circular, and he's got very sharp teeth, like a snapping turtle. So
Does
this
he
man,
look old?
he looks very old. He is sitting down on the ground around this campfire-esque looking thing, but there's not a fire lit. And he's sitting with a bunch of children who are sitting around him. A couple of them are actually painting on his shell with these little paints that they have, these little bits that they crush up and then turn into a paste, and they're rubbing up on his back. And he's whittling some wood into like this little figurine. A couple of the children also have these little knives and some wood. They're kind of following along with what he's doing. He's teaching them how to carve these little figurines. And the turtle, he weighs all of you over, and he says,
Oh, adventurers! Please come!
We approach.
Okay.
He says, I've been looking for you all. I have a task for you. If you all wouldn't mind, I'm running out of Karsak wood. I've been meaning to carve something very, very special for my mother.
Do we know what Karsak wood is?
Yeah.
do a nature roll.
I'm going to assume I do that.
Yes. 13.
5.
5? Okay.
17.
Nice.
I'm great at tasks. What are these Karsak woods?
Okay, so Ezekiel and Zara would know this Karsak wood is the natural tree that grows on the island outside of the bamboo. So these trees grow a little bit more inland, so you'll have to kind of go up a bit and hack away at one of the trees and then bring it back down for the wood.
I shut my book and I kind of hit you in the back of the head.
You hit Azarias on the back of the head?
Yeah.
Okay.
So all I need to do is that. Because I'm facing...
Ezekiel, you have hit me with your book on accident.
No, you idiot. I'm telling you. It's this tree that we see. We've seen it all the time.
Oh, it is trees. You need trees.
Oh, yes, Karsak wood. Oh, right, you are the one that knows little. Please, all of you, if you can grab me some Karsak wood.
I laughed really like out loud. Exaggerated.
I chuckled.
I'm just like,
The Karsak wood, it grows beyond the garden, up the path towards the mountainside. If you can grab me about a tree's worth, that would be perfect.
I will do this for you, Elder.
Wait,
Thank you.
You need for your mom.
Yes, I'm carving a figurine for my mother.
I'm assuming she's dead?
No, of course not.
Oh, okay. Alright, well, whatever.
You can do a nature check if you want to know how old these
Are you
things
making a gift for her?
Yes, very soon I will be leaving.
And the children, they all go, "Aww," and they seem upset. One of the ones behind him starts crying, and he says,
Please, child, do not cry. I will be back again soon.
Have we've known this guy?
"Yeah, he's come here
Okay.
before. He doesn't live here though."
Gotcha. But we've met him.
Yeah,
Sure.
Is his mother here or elsewhere?
she does not live here. She's on the
Okay.
island. No, she lives on the mainland. On
Well,
your
what
night.
are we waiting for? Let us go.
Alright, start walking.
Okay, so as you start walking, Philocus runs into this very large warrior, and this man has a spear and a wooden shield that he's carrying. And you all know this man to be known as Darius. He's essentially the captain of the guard of the tribe's warriors. And says, "Watch where you're going, boy." And
Can I
Philocus says,
pickpocket him?
"You want to pickpocket him?"
Mm-hmm.
You'll
Of that remark.
You'll have to do a stealth check because you guys are like right near him.
Sleight of hand or stuff.
Are you riding on his back?
No, I'm walking.
Oh, you're walking. I'll let you do a sleight of hand then.
Yeah, all 3 of them is on the
21?
That's pretty nice. So
What are you pickpocketing?
Gold, whatever.
So just after Philocus runs into this guy, and he says, "Watch where you're going," you manage to sneak your little hand around his waist, and you grab a small pouch off of it. And do you want to check the contents now, or do you
No, I want to wait a little bit.
Pocket it?
Pocket it.
Okay.
Can I do a perception check to see if I notice this?
You sure can.
11. No.
You all are welcome as well if you want to do it.
I don't care.
Okay. Alrighty. So you managed to grab this thing out of his around his waist, and he says, "Watch where you're going, boy. Didn't I tell you shouldn't be wandering off in the island?" It's like, Darius, please, just let us pass. I'm not doing anything to you.
Do not worry, Darius. I will keep them safe.
Darius looks at you. He kind of eyeballs you and gets in close. He's like, "Have you been dealing with the Groken this whole time? I don't think you have."
I do not believe I have either.
You have not.
No.
We have a very unstable peace with them right now. It'd be best if you guys don't go wandering around and bump into one.
Yeah, unstable, not unstable.
Whatever. I think we can handle them.
Says, "Fine, I'll let you pass, but I got my eyes on you."
Can you tell us what we would know about this war between our people and the Grokens?
Yeah. So, you all haven't experienced much of it, given your time. With Astri, the chieftain.
Yeah.
Him being there as chieftain has really calmed things down. He's a very, very good diplomat. So he's been able to work with the Groken chieftain to try to settle the land as evenly as possible. So he's essentially split a line between the island.
Is it like a tenuous piece?
It's a tenuous. So it's a very thin piece, if that makes sense. So it's essentially, as long as you guys don't bother each other, there won't be problems. But if you start going into each other's territory, then it's going to be right back to fighting again. So you guys are aware of the wars that have happened between the two. So it's been back and forth a lot with these guys, and you're not really sure how many Groken there are. Probably around about the same amount, but as you all have known in the history of this world, Groken are very, very war-driven. So a lot of the times, even unprovoked, they'll start attacking just to take land and to get what they want. So the island is not very big. Leo Island is a very small island.
What does Darius look like, other than the
Darius?
shield and the Darius?
So he's got the golden tan skin, black hair, as many of these people do. He's got the black lines that go from his temples down into his nose and around the outside of his face.
Okay.
He's not wearing a shirt, and you see these black lines go down his chest and then wrap around in a similar fashion, like a half circle that reaches out to his torso or to his sides.
So I'm assuming if I see somebody with a similar layout, I'm assuming that anybody can assume that they're related in some way. Is that right?
It's a good assumption. It's it's not always the case.
So what happens if the crown person gets it on with this a descendant of
right
theirs?
So
Would
it's
it be a mishmash of it, or would
it could be
one be over the other?
It could be. It's it's down to genetics, so it really depends. You could get some things. It could be completely different depending on recessive genes, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So it's a hit or miss. So that's why the fact that Philocus has the same crown, a lot of people are expecting him to be the chieftain.
Got it.
So,
okay. All right.
Which is kind of a superstitious thing, but tribes are tribes. So,
yeah.
So Philocus passes Darius, and he scoffs as he walks past, and he's going back down the trail. So this trail leads up around the Garden Valley area and up into the side of the mountain. There's a single mountain on the near one of the sides of this island, and it's not very tall. I say mountain, but it's more like a large rock formation. Up there that there is a shrine that the people of the island have built. So it's very curious that he's kind of heading up in that direction, because you guys have been to the shrine before. There's been ceremonies that have gone on there that are kind of a pseudo-religious affair where it's essentially like they'll go up there and celebrate the turn of the equinox and things like that. But it's typically not, you don't really go up there on a daily thing. It's more of a sacred, but you can go up there by yourself. Not many people do. No, you could get there in like an hour. It's not far away.
But is it risky? Like, are we going through, like...
Not particularly,
broken
no.
territory?
No, you will not be going through.
Okay.
It's all on your side of the island.
All
right. Which is why Philocus is kind of like, yeah, whatever, Darius.
Gotcha.
So you all head down the path as well. I'm assuming you guys follow along with Philocus.
Mm-hmm.
Littlefoot, are you going to check out what's in the...
Yes.
Okay, so when you open it up, you see a small carved little wooden figure in the shape of like a cat person. Like a Zara cat person. And you see 2 gold pieces that are in there.
Okay.
I will let you know, it is a bit odd for someone to have a figurine of another person.
Yes. Will I know, or do I know if he has a crush? Are you a male or female?
I mean, she's basically naked.
Can you make an insight check?
It's a voodoo doll, and he's going to kill me.
You want to do a
insight check?
Insight?
Yeah.
What's your bond?
Hold on. This is insight. 0.
Okay. So you definitely think this has something to do with Zara, and you definitely think that it's some kind of crush.
Oh.
And you feel very enthusiastic about dropping that news because this guy was a jerk.
Yes.
But then you reveal that you just picked that guy's pocket.
Or you found it on that floor.
And you would know at least about me that I'm not cool with that kind of shit.
So
do you care?
So right now, who else is all around us? It's just us.
So
and...
at this point, it's just Philocus, the young man, and you all. And you guys are heading up. You're heading up.
So
this
while
path.
we're walking up, I'm gonna pull this out. I was like, "Look what I found over there by Darius' post," and hold it up. Kind of looks like you over here.
Why would he have a cat?
I don't know. I found it on the ground. Could be his.
And I just snub it.
I'm too good for Darius.
Well, she has a cat, so.
Alrighty, so along the path, you guys come up to the Garden Valley. So this is a small valley where there's lots of very bright red colored flowers that grow, which is peculiar for the rest of the island. These type of flowers don't typically grow around this area. So it's also seen as kind of like a little bit of a sacred area, but not quite as much as the shrine. Now at the end of this valley, there's a path that brings you up to it, and these flowers go out to the end. And at the end, there's this weeping willow, this large weeping willow tree with there's these bright pink flowers or leaves which hang down. If you've all seen a weeping willow before, it kind of comes up and then it branches out, and all of its leaves come down and touch the ground.
Yeah.
So this weeping willow tree is there, and you see a bunch of small silvery orbs underneath it, and this person is meditating, or it looks like they're meditating on a stump just at the end of the garden. He's got very, very fox-like features, not furry fox, but like he's got fox-like features. He's got these piercing red eyes, and it looks like he's got these sharp teeth that come over his bottom lip, so you can see that they're kind of emerging. And as you guys come up, he looks at you and he's like,
"Have we seen anything like this before?"
You have not. You've not seen this guy before.
And it looks like a dude?
Yeah.
"Hail there, sir. What a beautiful morning it is."
"Yes, morning. Do you all see that tree over there?"
"Is it Karsuckwood?"
I bust out laughing. And can I hit you in the head again? I'm
just shaking my head, but also off to the side. I'm just standing there.
I'm going to be cautiously moving around to the other side of him and just like looking out at the surroundings.
Have I seen these orbs before?
You can do a nature check. See if you recognize what it is.
Ooh, 19 plus 3.
19 plus 3. So these particular orbs, they look like a fruit. Like a type of fruit that drops from the tree. You've never seen the tree bear any fruit, though.
Oh.
Like, you've never seen it have anything like that. There's a couple of the fruits that are laying beneath it. So, and they have almost like a bioluminescence. Like, they have their own glow a little bit.
Okay. I'm gonna ignore this guy that's talking to me, and I'm just gonna approach the fruit.
Okay.
And get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you walk past, and as you walk past, he's like, yes. As you hear him, as you're...
I look at him, I just shake my head.
You can do an insight on that?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So this guy is just sitting there and...
randomly, no idea.
This weird fox dude is like, tree.
Yeah.
And there's... You said... What? I guess I didn't hear the part about the fruit.
So there's a couple of
orb-looking,
silvery colored fruits that are beneath it. And
are they on the ground or are they hanging?
They're on the ground. Looks like they fell off the tree. You've never seen this tree ever bear fruit in it, ever.
Okay.
Since you've been here.
So I'm gonna approach the fruit and I'm gonna like sketch it out.
Okay.
And then like I'm gonna see what it looks like. Does it look any different from up front?
So it looks like a typical fruit,
Like
kind of like a pear.
Like a pear. Okay.
Like a silver pear. It's got the same bioluminescence as you get close to it. It looks very clean. Like it looks like it's almost got no pockmarks, anything like that. Very fresh.
Let's do my insight first.
Okay. So you don't trust this guy.
Okay.
This guy seems very
If
deep.
he starts to try to pick it up, I'll stop him.
Okay, so you're gonna run out there to
Stop
throw
him
a dagger
if he's
to
planning on... Yeah. Something to distract him not to touch it.
Okay. Okay.
I've never seen this before. I want to learn as much as I can from this.
So,
Good sir, what are these things on the ground?
that is the gopi fruit. Have you not heard of such things?
I have not heard of many things. What is your name, good sir?
My name is Isati.
Isati. My name is Azarias. Pleasure to meet you.
Was that a moan of I have to play my character even though I recognize his name?
Yes.
Okay. Can I...
Do you need us to gather this for you?
Yes. Bring the fruit to me.
It is right there. Can you not grab it yourself?
No.
Why not?
Grab the fruit. The garden is forbidden.
Can I do an insight check?
Why?
Sure.
+3.
Okay. So you believe what he's saying is truthful, and that is why he's staying out of the garden.
Can I grab my quarterstaff and just smash a fruit?
I was gonna...
You sure can.
I was gonna use my dagger and throw it at the
I'm gonna grab my staff.
Fuck your fruit!
And I just smash it and like try to like crush it to see the inside.
Okay.
Ezekiel, what are you doing?
I'm examining this shit.
He needs that.
Shut
fruit.
up, man! I'm trying to learn here.
So Littlefoot runs up as you're running up to see if you can stop him. You notice he's smashing it, and you're like, "Well, I got."
How many fruit are there?
So there are 2 fruits. That is it.
There's only 2, and he
And
just
they look
smashed
exactly
one
the
of
same.
He just smashed one. They are exactly the same.
Cool.
So you smash the first one. Once you hit it, the bioluminescence goes away.
What does the guy do?
Once he hits it, Isati, he starts to hiss. He's like, "Bring the fruit to me, you fool!" So you look at this fruit, and it becomes pale. It almost looks like rotten in the core.
Oh, so does it smell rotten?
It doesn't smell very good.
Okay.
It smelled fine when you first looked at it.
Is there
but
any
once
small
you smashed it looks
creatures
gross.
or small like squirrels or little rabbits or anything like that?
So, funny you ask, because just beyond the tree on the other side, you see a couple of fox raven peeking their little faces over the garden roses.
Can I go over there and talk to him?
Have we seen those before?
Yes, fox raven are very
Okay.
common.
Okay, cool.
So, to describe what a fox raven looks like, in case there are people that don't know.
Uh-huh.
A fox raven is about the size of a large cat. These things have wings, very fox-like, and they're able to flit, which is a sort of like a glide where they jump and they flap their wings a bit and they can glide and hover for just a very short period of time. They're very playful. They're mostly domesticated, and there are very, very many different breeds. And there are some that are very rare, some that are very common. They are seen as kind of like a status symbol if you get the very, very rare ones and you get to tame them, because there are some that actually get very large. The largest fox ravens are around the size of a very large dog, almost like the size of a wolf. So these things are pretty wide variety of them, kind of like breeds of dogs.
The ones that we see?
The ones that you see, these ones are about the size of a cat, yeah. They have bright blue streaks, these bright blue accents with black fur.
Okay. I apologize for my friend. Let me grab this fruit for you, and I'll walk towards
I
him.
also try to distract him so he doesn't touch it. I want to talk to the fox raven before that happens.
I'm sorry, what's your name?
Littlefoot.
Oh, yeah. Little one, what are you doing?
Wait until you touch it. You don't know what these fruits are.
It is a fruit.
But you don't see anything. There's nothing that I can remember that is shiny.
Can I touch it?
Luminescence.
I pull my sword out.
Sure.
Hold on. I want to talk to fox ravens first.
I mean, I'm talking about the fruit that is smashed.
Yeah. Hold on.
Okay.
1 second.
So I want to go over there and talk to the fox ravens and be a little asking to see.
So you head over to the fox ravens as you approach. They scoot away from you a little fearfully. While you're doing that, he does touch it. I can't keep him from touching it.
No, that's fine.
I mean, I'm touching the smashed one, the one that doesn't.
Are you touching it with your finger?
Yeah.
So your finger crushes into it, and it kind of goops around like a moldy fruit. It doesn't do anything special.
Yeah. Don't touch that. I kind of hit you with a quarterstaff.
And I pick up the other one.
Okay.
Cool.
Zara?
I was gonna say, I want to, because I moved around behind the back of the dude just to, like, get a different angle. I want to be like...
So when you get behind him, you notice this guy has a lump in the back of his, what looks like he's, like a loincloth. It almost looks like a tail that he's got behind there. Not very typical of
packing some junk in the trunk.
Mm-hmm.
So this man looks very strange.
What do you need this fruit for, sir?
None of your business.
Why do you have a tail?
I have a tail because I'm a spirit. Have you not seen one of us before?
Can I do some kind of like religion check or something?
You can do a religion check. I'm going to catch up with Littlefoot here while you're rolling. Okay, so you approach these
carefully and everything, and calm them down. Like, I'm your friend and everything. And
do an animal handling check.
Well, I can as my trait for.
Can you speak to animals?
To animals, I can do through sound and gestures, and I can make simple ideas.
Forest gnome, right?
Yeah,
it's like a racial.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Communicate with animals. Basically.
So,
do you still want me to roll?
No.
Okay.
So you calm them, and they approach you, and one comes up and starts licking your cheek. Since it comes up to almost your like waistline or your head, your chest, it starts licking your cheek, and you see it. You can tell it's like pointing its beak over in that direction and making a certain trill that it makes when it's like on a hunt.
Can I point at the fruit and saying, "Is it good to eat?" or "Do you smell something bad?"
So it's kind of twists and furls its tail, which means
I know?
Which means the fruits are edible.
Okay,
it's very limited what they can really tell you.
Okay,
with just their gestures, but they look like they are trying to hunt the Isati, the thing on the other side.
Oh,
yeah.
I rolled a 19.
But for some reason, they're right on the garden's edge, so it doesn't look like they're willing.
They can't enter.
It doesn't look like they're willing to cross it.
As soon as he says he's a spirit, my face immediately gets serious.
Okay.
And I rolled a 19 on the history check or religion check.
Religion check. Okay. So this is an interesting situation. When you hear the name Isati, you have sort of a strange vision cross your mind. One that you've not felt before. And you have seen this creature in some other time or place before you showed up on the island. And the way it appeared was a large ravenous fox-like creature, and you saw it chewing.
Good vibes or bad vibes?
Very bad vibes.
Okay.
You saw it chewing on like
I put
the
a
spirit
hand on
of
my greatsword.
the spirit of a person.
As soon as I see him put his hand on his weapon, I grab my sword hilts.
Okay. So when you guys grab your weapons, you hear him hiss really loudly, and he pulls back off of the tree, and once he hops off, his arms start to extend and elongate into these claws, and his hind legs also extend and elongate into like this large ravenous fox-like creature, and it's got this bright purple fur with like these black lines across it, almost like runes that are going across its body. And its eyes are very sharp red, and they start to glow. And this thing is kind of like it's into its full form, and it looks very, very dangerous. And we are going to roll initiative.
Yes.
Okay. Since I hear that's happening.
So you definitely
can I tell the fox red
Natural
and
20.
go for safety?
Yes. So you motion to them.
What
and
is this game?
You make some trills, and
What is this
they
game?
look at
18?
you, and they
Plus.
they're kind of confused.
Okay. 19 plus 4. No
They look
big
like they
deal.
actually want to hunt and
She
fight,
actually has a higher.
but they decide otherwise. And
Well, if I'd known that they want to hunt and fight and the kind of deal, I will tell them stay close, be careful.
okay. So they do their version of what nodding would be.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use my action to cast light cantrip on my sword.
Okay.
So it illuminates with light. And I will say, this is your last chance. Stand down or be smited.
Okay. So
I think it's smote.
smoted.
Smoted.
So when you hold your sword up,
Smited.
this light extends from the hilt all the way up to the tip of the blade, and it glows pretty brightly. And when it does, this fox, almost like a fox wolf-like creature, it rears its teeth and it growls at you deeply.
I just stand there.
Okay.
I use an action to cast light.
Oh,
I
okay.
stood there.
Alrighty. Is that the end of your turn?
Yep.
Alrighty. Who's next?
Me. I am going to stab him.
Yes. Stand down.
That's right.
He had his chance. I know it's not his turn yet, but he didn't stand down.
Exactly.
It's true.
Negative
He
one
just
seconds.
growled at you.
He did get more aggressive, so I don't blame him.
So, it's cocked. But can I take that 20?
Reroll it.
It's like a 20.
It's a 20.
that is way too cocked to take that.
Oh.
Oh my god.
No!
10.
10? Okay. Is that versus his AC?
Oh, yeah.
10 versus AC does not hit.
That's what I figured.
So what are you wielding? It's a claw and a...
Short sword.
Short
She's
sword.
got 2 short swords, I think.
I got, yeah. I didn't think I had, but yeah.
Okay, so you swing one of your short swords down his way, and you see it dodge to the right away from it.
Mm-hmm.
And as it looks back at you, you see these piercing red eyes, and you see this kind of an ethereal glow coming out of him. And he looks at you like you're next.
And then I come up with my other one with a 19.
Ooh.
Or wait, no. 20-something.
Okay, that definitely hits.
21, I think.
So you swing this other blade down.
First one was faint.
You swing this other blade down on him, and as it
Actually,
It's
No.
my claw.
no, you're good.
Oh, this
No,
is-
you're
oh,
good.
so this
you're
is-
good. Short swords are
Short-
light, so you're good.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't... Okay,
so it is a sword.
it is a sword.
So you bring your other sword down on him,
Mhm.
and you see his arm flex, but he doesn't quite get it out of the way in time, and you slash into his left arm.
And that's gonna be 8 damage.
It's a D6, no bonuses.
Oh, so
Okay.
4 damage.
While this is going on, where is
Oh yeah, where's Phila?
yeah,
How much damage? 4?
what's his face?
Yeah.
Flocus?
Focus. Yeah.
Flocus.
Let's get a figure for him. So
Is he wielding
Philocus is
anything?
going to be right near you guys, next to Isaki.
Is he
What's his
wielding anything?
general demeanor right now?
So he looks pretty fearful. He's kind of like he's stumbling on himself, and he grabs for the short sword that he has around his waist, and he's really shaken. He's kind of trying to hold himself up and look proud and strong, but he's really failing right now.
Is Ezekiel.
Okay.
I must say Zeke. What's your name now?
I look over at what just happened, and I say, "Let me know if you guys need help." And I am going to check out. Can I do a detect magic on the glowing?
On the remaining?
Yeah.
Yes, go for it.
Okay. So I just cast the spell. So
Detect magic?
yeah.
Okay, so go ahead and explain what it does.
So for duration, I sense presence of magic within 30 feet of me. If I sense magic in this way, I can use my action to see a faint aura around a visible creature or object in the area that bears magic.
Interesting.
And I learn its school of magic, if any. I can penetrate barriers. It is blocked by a foot of stone, metal, or a thin sheet of lead.
Okay, so once you cast this, there's a burst, and you almost go into sensory overload. So not only is the tree that's right before you just starts glowing massively. The garden, all of these roses have these huge radiance glow from them. Radiance, keyword there. And across the way, you see this very dark magic that's coming from Isati. The fruit that's remaining, you see that it also has a sort of radiance about it.
Okay, so you're saying so the school of magic would be like light or radiant?
Radiance.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I can tell Isati is bad.
Right.
Cool. Do I have time to talk to you guys?
You have 6 seconds. Go.
I think we're in some sort of holy place. Maybe come in here around this tree. It looks like that thing cannot go into this immediate area.
Then stay there. I will protect you.
Or you could just come here and not be stupid.
I am not afraid.
Alright, whatever. I'm going to just, can I go, do I have time to, like, eat part of the messed up fruit? Like, fucked up fruit?
Yeah.
You
can take an action.
Does it, like, what does it taste like?
The one that you crushed.
Yeah.
So the one that you crushed, it tastes kind of like a normal, again, sort of like a pear. It tastes like a normal fruit. It's a little bit dry, but you don't feel really anything.
Because you said it would look moldy.
Yeah.
So...
Yes.
Did it...
It tastes not fresh, but it doesn't taste super moldy either.
Did its magic leave? When did I...
Yes, so when you hit it, the magic dissipated from it.
Okay.
Since I already talked to the foxers, they're on their own, but I'm gonna go right there, and I'm gonna bring out my short bow and shoot him.
Okay, so you run across these roses,
and I get a
as you're kind of trotting across this garden. There's a lot of these roses around, so it would be hard to miss them. But as you're stepping on them, they kind of flex back up right as you hit them, so they're not crushing down on the ground. They're very
springy,
resilient. They're very resilient. They pop back up as you step
flex,
on.
But okay.
So you draw your bow as you're running across this field, aimed right at this thing, and you're prepared to strike. Go ahead and roll.
All right. 18.
18 hits.
Okay.
So you release this arrow, and it flies straight into this thing's shoulder, up near its face.
And this will be considered a sneak attack because one of my people are next to him, right?
Yep.
Okay. 9.
9 damage. Very good. Alrighty. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Okay. Who's next?
The wolf.
The wolf thing.
Okay.
Isati.
Oh, where does he go?
Isati, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Philocus will go now. So like I said, he's shaking. He's very, very scared and timid at what's going on right now. He moves forward towards Isati, and he tries to bring his blade down, but you can see there's really not much force behind it. And the roll definitely shows that. So he comes down with a sword, and the beast kind of turns and scowls at him, and it catches him off guard, and he falls backwards, and his blade falls 5 feet away from him.
Is he prone?
He is now prone. And he looks to you all and he's like, please, help!
I just shake my head.
Uh-oh.
And now the wolf is going to eat him.
And now it is
You two are there, you'd be
turn.
good.
I'm probably like reaching out, but I can't do anything. Wolf turn.
Isati turns around very quickly towards Zara as he deems Philocus very little of a threat. He turns around and he looks at you and he opens up his jaw and he pounces right at you and tries to sink his teeth into your arm. What's your AC?
16.
16. Wow. Okay. So you quickly dodge out of the way as he rushes towards you and tries to bite. And he misses you completely.
And very agile.
Very agile. All right, who's next?
Top of the round. Me.
Okay.
You had your chance. And I rush forward. So I'm flanking with Zara. And I'll swing. Unnatural 20.
Okay, yeah.
6 damage.
6 damage. So you bring your blade down on top of this thing. You manage to pierce through into his flank, and as you do, this really bright, burning, almost like a plasma shoots out from you, or from the blade when it hits him, and it fires in your direction. It doesn't hit you, but it flies around you. It's like this phantasmal goop, blood, light mixture.
Okay.
And it flies up into the air, and he squeals really loud. It's like a mixture of a squeal and a hiss and a howl all at once. And he looks very unpleased at what you just did to him.
I would hope so. And I'll say,
you definitely did a...
Get back, Philotus.
You feel like you did a significant blow.
Yeah. It's vulnerable to damage, guys.
Yes! It was a radiant sword, right?
No.
It was just light.
I just illuminated it.
Oh!
It's a light cantrip.
See, I thought it was radiant damage.
But you said it. It's canon.
It's canon.
Light damage does
We know this
some
moving
damage.
Forward,
Nice.
but it will be canon. All right, who's next?
It doesn't have to be. Like, it's not radiant damage yet.
I try and hit him again with my sword. I got 15 to hit.
15 hits.
That's 6 damage. I go with my next attack. That's 23 to hit.
That hits.
And that's 4 damage. So 10 altogether.
Okay, and these are your swords that you're using? Okay, so since you were able to dodge his bite in your direction, and you see that your friend Azarias got a hefty blow, it kind of fills you with confidence. You know you're going to be able to slash this thing down. So you swing both swords into his other flank as he's now kind of tumbling around in pain, and you slash both in, and he squeals again, and you see a pool of blood coming out of his side.
Nice.
He looks very, very sick, and he looks like he's about to fall. His legs are starting to tremble, and the blood is a very peculiar, like a black ooze. It's very different from the kind that just splashed out in that direction. Okay, who's next?
Ezekial.
Oh, cool. So, now that I know that there's no magic in this fruit that I smashed, and we are somewhere in a magical place.
There's another fruit that's glowing, though, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Can I do a religion check?
Sure can.
To see if this is anything that I know about.
Okay.
Maybe it's a suppository fruit.
16.
16. So, you've read in a tome from a traveler that's come through the village. At one time, he kind of pawned it off on you. This guy came from the mainland, and where their mainland has a bit more books, they got a bit more technology kind of thing. You know, they got writing down a little bit. They still handwrite everything, obviously, but... So this book, it describes different shrines and different things around the islands that are of note. And one of the particular things that you remember is that these trees, there's very few of these trees, these weeping willows with the pink leaves, and around them typically grows these bright crimson roses. And it's seen as a point of great, like a deep meditative place of understanding. It's where a lot of philosophers would go to meditate and to find clarity. And there's rumors, but it's kind of like mixed between superstition and religious folklore that's at times, if you're in these places, that there are points that convene where you can speak to or see things that are in the spirit world. And so something tips you off that maybe something's odd, and maybe there might be something that's right about that. But it just seemed when you first read it that it just kind of felt ridiculous to even think that was a thing.
Okay. Does it look like they're having a bad time against this thing?
They look like they're about to drop them.
Cool. I'm just gonna...
Like it's hot.
Like it's hot.
As I do.
Can I grab this thing with my tail?
Sure. Grab the fruit?
Yeah.
Okay, so you grab the other fruit, and
So what happens when I touch it?
you feel good.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like
Like Viagra good? Like...
No.
Like...
No, you feel kind of
bolstered.
like an overwhelming happiness, kind of like a like I said, like kind of like a meditative
elated?
clarity, like the stresses of the island, the children running around, the obnoxious noises, all these things that have sometimes gotten to you when you're reading. You just kind of, it's like,
so I'm just all
I don't
alone
care
on this
now.
island.
I feel good.
Yeah, tits. Okay.
Nice.
Nice. This is amazing, dude. Okay. Cool. While I have this thing, I'm just going to approach the tree, and I'm going to use the rest of my turn to examine this tree, since I've never seen it before.
You've seen the tree before.
Oh.
You just haven't examined it, really.
Okay.
You can do a nature check.
Yeah. Can I do that?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, 19 plus 3.
19 plus 3. So this is the weeping willow that you have read about. The bark is like a grayish color,
Okay.
like very clean.
Is this the wood we're trying to find?
No.
Karsak?
The Karsak wood. This is not the Karsak wood. This type of tree doesn't grow anywhere else on this island that you know of. You've never seen it on this island aside from in this one spot.
Huh.
You haven't really left the island, so you can't quite tell if this is common elsewhere. But
is he like shrouded by the willow branches?
They're hanging over. He's not completely shrouded by them, no, but they're around on the outside of him.
Okay.
So it's definitely something of import as far as nature goes.
I'm going to climb this tree.
What a monkey.
Yeah. Okay.
And I guess I'm probably done with my turn because I've done a lot.
Yeah. So you'll start to climb this tree, and then who's next?
All right,
Me.
Tiny Toe.
All right. What I want to do, I want to go up and around and then run underneath his head area, use my dagger and my scimitar, and as I run underneath it.
You're like you're sliding underneath the thing, and you're
I'm 2 feet tall, so I'm sure.
So, I mean, you're already underneath it.
Yeah.
2 feet tall?
Yeah, I'm 2 feet 5 inches.
tiny.
That's hilarious. It's like Chucky running around.
Yeah.
So you guys see your gnome friend just dead sprinting across these flowers, which actually come up to his head. And
This is tall as Vera.
Wait, can he use...
Vera running around.
Can you use like the, you know how you were talking about the roses, like when he would like step on the flowers?
They don't flex strong enough to fling.
Man,
that would be
hysterical.
hysterical.
No, he's light, but he's not that. So you see him almost gliding through these flowers, and as he gets close, he slides under, and he brings both of his saber and his dagger. Saber and a dagger.
Yes.
Your saber and dagger down towards the thing. Go ahead and roll attack.
Sorry. I'm 3 feet tall. Sorry, not 2.5.
He's 3 feet tall.
I thought you can...
I mean,
I misread it.
I mean, that's still really short.
Yeah. So 3 feet tall. All right. So with both of
Most
them...
gnomes between 3 and 4 feet tall.
Do I get advantage since I'm pretty much sneak attacking?
You're
No.
not sneak attacking. You don't have advantage, but if you hit, you get sneak attack. Because
I failed both.
Okay, so as you slide underneath this thing, it catches you before you can hit it, and it catches one of your blades in its teeth, and it's trying to bite it out of your hand. It doesn't pull out of your. It doesn't pull the blade out of your hand. Surprisingly, how small you are, but you're able to dodge and pull away from it with your weapons intact.
Can I yell out something?
Sure.
I say, once again, get close to this stupid tree.
This guy's turn.
Philocus? So Philocus stands up, and he is going to step away, prompting an opportunity of an attack to go grab his blade, which is now laying 5 feet away. So he's very lucky, this Philocus, as he steps away. He jumps backwards, and as he does, the Isati brings down one of his claws near him, but just barely misses.
Yes.
And Philocus goes over and grabs his blade up, and he's looking back, and he looks like he's...
Philocus, leave this to us.
He nods and heads back.
Go towards the tree.
Get by the tree, maybe.
He again nods and starts taking off towards the tree. So Isati will turn around, or he's facing Littlefoot right now, and he's like, you can see the thought process of he didn't assume that this little thing would be a threat, but he now realizes that's not the case. So he tries to come down full force onto you with his large jaw, and that is a 12 versus AC.
I'm 16.
16. Okay. So he comes down, and again,
Can I just kind of block it? And
yeah. So you're small. Your blades are pretty small, so you're able to wedge it in between in his jaw, like his teeth, and you hold him off. You kind of cut little marks on the inside of his jowl.
Oh, that's the worst.
As he's trying to like cut him down on you. It's like a paper clip in the mouth.
Yeah.
So is it like
yeah,
in between?
So the
jar
blade
to
is
open?
in between
that
like
way.
his- yeah,
Okay.
in between. In between. And you're able to fin this thing off, and he pulls back and winces from the pain of it coming in through his jowl, and he misses the attack.
I wish I had counterattack.
Alrighty. Who's next?
Azariel.
Sorry.
I will strike again. Thank goodness I have advantage. 16.
16 hits.
Okay, 9 damage.
9 damage. Okay. So you bring your weapon down again, and you hit the final blow. You hit into his flank again.
Die, foul beast!
And as you do, it howls in pain and slumps over, and you see the red in his eyes start to fade.
Oh.
And it hisses one last time as the red disappears, and this creature starts to the body starts to shake a little and shrink into like a small fox, and it's just left there as this.
It became a fox?
Right. So kind of like the fox ravens. So it kind of shrinks into their form, and then this force you see it emanates from the body and dissipates.
Did he have robes on, like rags? I thought he had something.
He had like a
covering him.
loincloth on.
Okay,
And
so there's nothing really
it was
to
torn
search.
when he was shifted forms.
So there's nothing really to search.
No.
Okay.
When this happened, did I see this happen?
I was
Yeah.
going to say, is your detect magic still going?
Oh, yeah. Technically, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Do I sense any magic?
The
from
magic that we was giving off before is now gone.
From everywhere?
Like
from
you,
just
you
from
felt
it.
it. You felt it go away from the body. That
Okay.
it was
Could I do would it be a religion check or would I do an arcana check?
Depends on what you're trying to figure out.
I'm trying to figure out what the hell this thing is. Do I know
What Isati is.
Well, yeah. I mean, he
So
said he
you
was
heard
a
him mention
spirit.
a spirit. So I would say you would think it's a religion check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I know something about it, or do I not have no idea about it?
So you know that spirits are something that people believe in.
Okay.
Do I have any idea what's going on?
I'll get you 1 second. As a more learned man, you're kind of like,
more learned
there's not
monkey.
like a whole lot of evidence for spirits. It's a lot of like spirit weavers, which are kind of like these folklore storytellers that say stuff about them.
I'm gonna do arcana then.
Okay.
Arcana check.
Okay.
15.
15. So you know that this particular entity had some kind of magical bearance. It was if the magic seeped away from it rather than just disappeared inside of it,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
Cool. So its essence left.
Right.
So it was kind of like possessed.
Azarias would know a little bit more. And this is kind of some of this information is appearing to you in your mind without you really reaching for it.
I rolled a pretty good religion check initially.
And so one of the things you were aware of is you are very fully believing of spirits. This thing that you just encountered, you think is probably one of these spirits. And what's curious is a lot of time fox ravens are, people mistake them for them, especially in the night, because they go very quickly. They're bright colors a lot of times with the moon reflecting off of them. People think maybe it's a ghost or a spirit or something walking around.
Am I like, what's the word? Where you're like, oh, you don't like black cats, going under
Superstitious.
Yeah, superstitious of like fox ravens.
Yes.
Okay.
You would not typically go near them.
Yeah. Okay.
Like you're not adverse to them. Like you don't like burn up if you touch one, but
Sure.
like
I just don't trust
you
it.
just don't really trust them. And so
Not sure what.
how this thing, as this thing disappeared from it, you have a feeling that it was probably some kind of entity that was occupying the space of the fox raven when it shrunk back down into that form.
Okay. I believe we have vanquished this foe.
About time.
Is it dead? It's
You are safe now, Philotas.
We should.
Doesn't look like it died, but like it left.
Indeed.
I just jump out of the tree. I climb this tree to see if there's any animals that are living on this tree.
No, nothing is on the tree.
Not like no nests or anything.
No.
Nothing.
Not a single one.
Cool. Okay.
No more fruit.
No more fruit.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Does he still have you still have the fruit?
Yeah, I
in
just
your
sort
tail?
of have it like I'm holding onto it by my tail.
May I see that fruit?
I really like holding onto it.
I will give it back.
Okay. I'm gonna put it on his hands, but I still kind of want to touch it.
Like while it touches him.
Yeah, because it makes me feel really good.
Okay. so Ezekiel hands.
I mean, that's what you said, right?
Yeah. So you hand this fruit out, and he takes it in his hand, and it's a fairly small. You can hold it in your palm.
And I'm like,
Yeah. So
release it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast Divine Sense.
divine sense.
Uh-huh.
It is divine.
I think with Divine Sense, he can sense either if something is evil or...
I sense celestials, fiends, undead,
It
consecrated,
feels
desecrated.
It feels very wholesome, very good.
What is this fruit?
I don't know.
Philotas, have you ever seen this on your island before?
I've never seen anything like that grow in the tree. Maybe we can ask the Spirit Weaver when we're back.
I hand it back.
It glows with some sort of magic.
When I touch it, I guess I feel really good too.
Yes, yeah.
I know, it's like a drug, isn't it?
This is a holy fruit. I mean, there are no holes in it, but it is divine.
I hate you sometimes.
Why?
Yeah, God, I hate you sometimes. And I'm just gonna walk. Can I
take the fruit back?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you grab the fruit from his hand and
Yes.
you kind of strut off into past the roses.
Could I? I now realize I need to ride his back, so I'm just gonna turn around again and climb onto his back.
And I expectantly kind of lower.
Yeah. So, can I sketch out what, like on a book that I have, what this thing looks like, and also
The fruit or the whole situation?
everything?
I
Okay.
appreciate your assistance in the battle, and there is no sarcasm.
So you start taking notes and drawing this out onto
Yeah.
Can I investigate the fox? Or the
body?
fox? Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
If anybody wants to hold this fruit just to see what it looks like, to know what it feels like, please describe what it feels like to me. I would very much like to know. And I kind of pass the fruit around for everybody.
Okay.
And I'm not paying attention.
Okay. So,
Can I say it feels like home?
Oh, that's so sad.
yes. So you say it.
I don't understand, but it feels familiar.
So you've seen this before?
No,
You've felt this before?
possibly.
Have you eaten this before?
I do not believe so. Can I try it?
No. When I smashed that other one, it just sort of...
You
Lost
should not
its
have
magic.
done that.
Well, you know, you live, you learn. Trial and error is the best way of learning.
I just accept that comment.
Okay, so Littletoe, you are inspecting this massive. This thing is hulking.
16.
Well, no, it actually shrunk
thought
down.
it was
Yeah, no,
yeah.
it shrunk down. Yeah. So this thing shrunk down into like the shape of a fox raven. So you investigate it, and you see that there are a series of 3 different holes on the on its forehead, like right up here in
This
between its
wolf
eyes,
2 is hope.
and they're in a horizontal line just across.
So this is a story thing again?
No, this is a fox raven.
Oh.
Yeah, and there's like 3 holes, like
What are
very,
the other
very
fox ravens
precise
doing?
holes, almost very perfectly circular, that are in his forehead that have like cut through the fur, and it almost looks like they're cut through the skull,
Is it like a Krillin?
like a I don't know what that is, but
Krillin in Dragon Ball?
Does it remind me of my scar? Does it kind of look like my scar?
it looks similar, but not quite the same. It's got its same location. It is a sort of body. It's not a body modification. That's a weird thing to say. No,
Scarification.
scarification. It looks like a scar. It looks like a scar, but it's broken. Like there's it's a bit deeper than just like flesh.
During all of their interactions, what they're doing, I'm just gonna be like cleaning myself and cleaning my swords and like getting myself all primed and propered again. And I will come
Do you
over
lick yourself?
and grab the grab the
Just
fruit,
lift up
since he said that he wanted everybody to touch it. And so whenever I touch it, you can see like a slight glimmer of a smile, but then I immediately stop and give it back. I'm like,
Oh.
I didn't feel anything.
That's great.
Did you not like it?
And I walk away.
And then you curl up in the sunlight and just lay there.
Hey, Crown Kid.
His name is Philotus.
Crown Kid.
Philocus.
Philocus.
Hold it.
Is it safe?
Yeah, do it. And I just kind of shove it into his hands.
He takes it. And you see the fear that was in his eyes before completely. It's gone. And he puts his sword back in his around his waist, and he looks. He's like, "It feels really good.
Yeah, doesn't it?
It looks pretty tasty too."
Hey!
He brings his
Can I, like,
mouth towards. Yeah,
Just either grab it out of his hand,
yeah.
or
So
like smack
do
it.
a sleight of hand to grab it before you.
Yeah, I don't want to crush it. You said sleight of hand?
Yeah.
Oh, yikes! Yikes! Burgers. I think I have a +2. That's it.
Nice. Could be worse.
What'd you get?
8.
You had a negative.
So
That's
that's
a 6.
I thought it was a
So
9.
he goes in for the
9.
bite. As you're trying to grab it, you smack it out of his hand.
Yeah.
And it falls to the roses.
Yeah.
And it twirls in the roses, but the roses are like almost act like a bed, so it like keeps it up, and it doesn't hit the ground and bruise or anything.
Are they thorny roses?
Did it get closer to me? Where
They're
I
not
am?
thorny roses.
Where are they? Are they over by the tree or over
So
by the body?
these two, Philocus and Ezekiel, are towards the tree. So these guys are about 15, 20 feet away from the rest of the party.
Okay.
Well, Ezekiel has now walked up to him to handle
Hey,
the fruit.
what do you think you're doing?
It's like, it was a fruit. It looked delicious.
There's only one of it.
It does indeed look delicious.
Yeah, but
What if we split it?
Maybe that guy was right. I mean, he wanted it. Maybe it tasted great.
as soon as I warped its shape, it lost its magic. So if it were to be consumed, only the first person, I'm assuming, would be affected by this fruit.
What if we both bit it at the same time?
That is a... Are you suggesting a 5-way bite?
That is a little ridiculous.
I agree.
Perhaps 3, though.
Maybe we should think about this a little longer.
Do we know of anyone in
probably
town or
know
village
what
that
this
might
does first.
know more
I
about
agree.
spirits or
So
something?
Philocus suggested that
Those.
you guys bring it to the Spirit Weaver in town.
Have we met the Spirit Weaver?
Yes. She is an advisor to the chieftain.
Yeah,
Do we like her?
I believe that would be
She's
the best
kind of a
course of
crone.
action.
She's rude and stern, but she's not really mean.
Right up that I like. Great.
Are you sure she's not really okay? That
You're just
rude is
mean.
so she. You know what I mean? She's stern. She's not like if you mess around, she smacks you. She's
Yeah. Am I gonna fall in love with this woman?
You just may. She's like really old.
That's
So
sweet.
So, I assume this is back towards the village and not where our quest is leading us.
correct.
Well, we'll just put it in our satchel
Yeah.
and do it whenever we get back to the village.
He's most likely
It's
going to
true.
be
We
studying
gave
it the
him our
entire
word
time.
that we would gather this wood for him.
Yes. We don't need to know what this fruit does right this second.
Well,
We'll be okay.
no, we should, but it takes
when
time.
we get back.
Guys, we still have that thing I wanted to show you.
Wait, this wasn't it?
No.
I thought that man, that was a turtle, right?
Yes.
What was his name?
Nort?
Nor.
I thought Nort was the surprise.
No. We were just passing through town. I told you wouldn't forget this thing. No. I'll take you there. Once I take you there, you'll really understand.
Can he explain what it looks like?
You want to ask him?
Yeah, what does this thing look like
So,
that we want to go see?
kind of want it to be a surprise, but I think it's a door to another world.
What?
Okay.
Look. It'll all make sense once we go. Just trust me.
Which way is it?
It's up the path near the mountain.
Is there
Before we
the
get
wood
to...
on the way that we can gather?
Yeah. Along the way, we can grab some of the Karsak wood for Nora.
Well, then let's go.
Let's go. And I start going.
Wait, hey.
Scurry up and jump on his back.
Yeah. Just jump in his back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Could I, I'm just gonna do whatever I can think of on the way to study this fruit that doesn't damage it in any way. So,
Okay. Alrighty. So you're just studying this thing real
Yes.
closely. So you guys start along the path. There's the path is it's like mostly a dirt path, but there's small wooden planks kind of along the way, like these bamboo planks that go up. The terrain is starting to get taller as you guys go further up, and then there's a certain point where you see the path that branches up towards the mountainside where the shrine is, and then Philocus stops and he points to a small, like an enclave over to the side where the path kind of deviates a little bit and just turns into like a small, thin dirt path. He looks to you all, he's like, it's this way. It's a little bit dangerous, but it's worth it.
Have we passed any of the woods so far?
So, around you, do a nature check.
Yep.
7.
3.
None of us know what this wood looks like.
So, as you're looking around you, there's trees that look different from the bamboo. It could be Karsak wood.
Can we go...
Philo-
Can we
Focus.
ask the...
Do you know this wood that we are searching for?
Of course.
Have you seen any yet?
You're looking at it.
Okay.
Right here.
Yes, right here.
And I carve out the huge piece.
Okay, take a chunk out of the tree, and you toss it over your shoulder, and it's...
Ow!
It's pretty thick. It's not very dense, though. So...
Did he grab enough for what looked like what the turtle needed, or should we...
Oh, yeah, he's got...
I grabbed a huge chunk.
Yeah, he grabbed a...
He said a tree's worth.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The trees are not very tall. I didn't explain that. So the trees are sort of like a tall bonsai tree.
So I just cleaved at the bottom and...
Yeah. So bonsai trees don't typically, as far as I know,
So
grow
are you
very
just on the
large.
tree
So
now?
they're
Yeah, just chill on the tree,
Yeah.
I guess.
Maybe a foot, maybe.
still around like 3 to 4 feet.
Oh, my size.
Yeah.
Do I know that if we travel down this road, that whether or not we're going to get closer or dangerously closer to broken territory?
So this offshoot of the path looks like it goes towards Groken territory, but you're still a little ways out. So you're probably safe to go down it for a bit, but
I'm gonna ask, hey, Crown Kid,
Philocus.
what are we? This looks to me like we're gonna get closer to this frog people.
talking about the Groken?
Yeah.
Look, I knew one of you was going to bring this up. It is technically on their side, but they won't notice. None of them ever actually go up to the mountain anyway.
Do we know that they're, like, is it against the rules to go to their side at all, or just do bad shit on their side?
If they find you over there, they will definitely find a skirmish.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do not believe we should go across this.
Neither do
I do not fear, but it is the law.
Look, I really wanted to show you guys this thing. And I was hoping that you were all brave enough to
How much
cross
further?
into Broken territory.
Well, now that you say that.
How much further is it from where we're at to there?
It's not far. It's just a few hundred meters in this direction.
I
Can
start
I
walking
stealth-
towards that way.
Can I
Okay,
stealth
so
ahead?
Zara's going to go ahead along the path.
Can I stealth ahead?
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Can I stash this fruit just in case?
Yeah, you can throw it in a
I'm just gonna hide
pouch that
it
you've got.
somewhere.
Oh, you mean
close.
in the area around you?
Yeah.
Okay. Do an investigation check to
What
find
if an
somewhere that's out of the
animal
way.
eats it?
I have 9 wisdom.
Like a fox raven could totally sniff that out.
Mm-hmm.
Just put it in the pouch.
As you guys are walking
We're
along, I
gonna
want
be
you
away
to do a
from the fight
perception check.
anyways.
I'm
That's true.
stealthily.
Yeah,
I got
I'll keep it.
16.
You are
16.
quite
Okay,
good.
so you're definitely
Yeah.
in along the path.
And then
Everyone do a perception check.
17.
17? Okay. Perception check, everyone.
Oh, perception.
18.
11 minus 2.
3.
Okay. So Zara and Littletoe notice that you've got about 4 to 5 fox ravens that are trailing behind you.
Oh.
They're about 30 feet along the trail, but you see they're kind of like going along the outsides of the trail.
How many one more time?
5.
There's around like 4 or 5 of them.
Okay, well, I noticed is the 3 that I saw earlier.
They look like the same kind, yeah.
You
Or
guys
do
point
I
this
know
out?
they're the same ones?
You'd have to get closer to say for sure because of the markings.
But I'm way up ahead.
Are you
Although
gonna-
I did tell him not to put the fruit out
Yeah,
there
good
because
thing you did.
fox raven would sniff it out.
Yeah,
So,
good thing you did.
but I'm not going to point out that they're following us.
Okay.
Also,
Do you
I
point
feel
it
like-
out?
No, I'm far ahead. I was stealthing.
Okay.
Are you gonna
ahead.
freak the hell out
What?
when you see like 5 fox raven following you?
No.
Okay, cool.
You sure you don't like them?
It's a strange day.
Cool. Alright.
But do I notice anything in front of me or in around? In my
So you don't. So
surrounding
as you're going up, this path goes thin, and you're up, kind of going up on the side of this rock formation. You see it gets real thin along this side of like a curve on the mountainside. Definitely going to be a little bit of a balancing act. But on the other side of this little spot where it's like a cliffside, it evens out and starts to get thicker, and you see it kind of curve around. You can't quite tell what's around the corner, but you're definitely going to have to be careful as you go.
Okay, how far up am I from the group?
I mean, I took off walking.
Yeah,
too, and
you're
I'm
like
not
you're like
sneaking.
about 10. You're like 20 feet ahead of Zara, who's
So you're
about
not sneaking?
he's like 5-10 feet in front of them.
Perhaps we should be a little careful.
Philocus looks like, he's like, look, guys, there's not going to be any Groken up here.
You're 6'2" humanoid carrying a monkey and a giant piece of wood.
I'm gonna
Hashtag
place-
sneaking.
I'll put the wood down if we're going to go on this.
Okay,
At the
cool.
base of the.
This is like the only path that goes in and out of your village, so it's, it won't be hard to find.
And there's plenty of this wood, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
I place it down. Perhaps we should be sneaky.
Since they get closer, I want to say, well, the's 5
I'm
fox ravens
not
right
very
behind us,
good at
guys.
this.
Okay.
We'll
Following
try.
you.
So Littletoe mentions to you all that there's fox ravens behind you.
Okay, so I got a 5 for stealth.
Okay. Zara, are you sneaking or are you just...
I feel like I'm probably quieter than you without even stealthing.
Perhaps we should sneak.
Perhaps we should sneak.
My stealth alone is
He
plus
shouts
6.
across the mountaintop.
So, even without rolling, I got a plus 6.
Okay, so you guys come along this path and you approach this like cliffside, and you're definitely gonna have to do a dex save or a dex roll to get across.
So I kind of think of Kronk when I think of my character.
Yeah, totally.
So, the whole time you're like, "Dun, dun,
Yes.
15?
15. So Littletoe is the first one.
Patting pine trees that are way
He
too
straddles
small
along
to
the
hide.
wall, and he's so small that when he saddles across this rock wall.
Is it like a regular footpath for me since I'm so small now?
It's about, yeah. Yeah, so he manages to get across with ease. And I was going to have you give you an advantage, but you rolled high enough anyway. So you get across, and you look back, expectantly waiting for the rest of them to get along, and you're kind of like proud of yourself. You're like,
yeah,
Probably
I'm small enough, this was easy.
Yeah. I'm good. And then how much further up around the corner?
So you're around 10 feet to the corner.
Can I get to the corner and just sneakily look around the corner?
Sure. Okay. So you look around the corner, there's no one there. The rock formation kind of comes in to this... it kind of goes up onto this little hill, and then there's like an open cavern looking area at the tip.
How far is this?
From him to the cavern?
Well, like you said, there's like a path, a really skinny path we have to go across.
It's about 15 feet.
I want to try to. Do I feel like I could scoot across it?
You can try.
Or do I feel like I'm probably better off jumping it?
Are you still carrying him?
No, I put him down.
With your
you're gonna jump it.
With your footing, you think you could probably fit your feet across the
I was gonna jump with my halberd or try to like grab him. If it doesn't seem that crazy, I'll just.
It doesn't seem that crazy.
I'll just go. What do I gotta roll?
It'll be Dex, and the rest of you will roll it as well.
What is this?
It's a rock wall that you're trying to.
Can I just?
shimmy
I have a
across.
climb speed. Can I just?
So
can I?
Ezekiel actually can walk up to the
Can
wall.
I ride your back
and pretty much run across the wall like. So he runs across
14
on the wall and then lands on the other side very gracefully. What did you roll?
14.
So you're able to also straddle across with ease. It's not too hard.
19.
Zara, she does the same. She gets across real fast.
jumps
She almost
over the head
walks.
and goes
She almost walks across this thing. So you all get to the other side, and you see up around this corner. There's this the dirt path kind of goes up into this little area where it's like a nook, open cavernous area. You guys go up to it, and Philocus is also up there now. He's like, it's in here. Look, I'll show you. And he points at it. There's inside, not very deep into the cavern opening, is a door, and on this door is covered with different runic symbols, which
What kind of door is this?
which kind of loop and interact with each other.
Ooh.
Far more complex than any other rune that you guys have seen in any other.
So, wait, we've
Like
seen
glowing magical
Your
runes?
characters have not seen runes.
Okay.
As players, I'm saying that these are more complex than the ones you've heard of.
Glowing magical runes.
They are not glowing,
Okay.
but they are runes.
Are they carved?
They're like carved into this
Okay.
metal door.
It's a metal door.
Yes.
I'm gonna
Have
start
we ever
sketching.
seen a metal door before?
No.
I'm gonna start sketching the crap out of this.
So this is an origin. How, like, technologically speaking?
So you guys are in like the classical area. Your most advanced is like classical area, like Greek.
Okay.
So steel is not a thing. Not yet.
Right, bronze.
Bronze, not steel.
Okay.
Like
This thing is
as
like
a
steel. We're
door.
we're
be
working the
bronze.
rules a little bit. You'll have bronze swords.
Look at Philotus, and I'm like, you came up here by yourself?
Yeah, I mean, you know me. I'm good with climbing and running around.
Stupid.
Oh, genius! He's like, look, this isn't even the
Brave.
best part.
I walk over to the door and I feel the runes, like I touch it.
He's like, wait! As you touch it,
And we all die. End of campaign.
when you touch it, these runes
Nice
glow, and the door kind of cracks and groans like that metal. The bending of steel whenever you hear it. You know. So it starts to shift and change, and you hear this locking mechanism unlock, and it opens up. So this locking mechanism unlocks, and the door comes open, and this steam emanates from it, or it puffs out of it. And Philocus looks, he's like, no, don't worry. There's nothing in here. Watch, I'll show you. So he climbs in, and he waves you all in behind him. And
What the fuck?
he points into the inside this cavern, and sitting on this massive throne is this very, very large humanoid figure with a singular eye on its face. These long fingers, almost a little bit spindly. It looks like a statue, and it looks like it's completely made of stone, like it was carved. This thing is just sitting there, and it's hulking on its shoulders. It's got shoulders up. Its face, its flesh looks like very leathery and worn, and it doesn't have any kind of mouth or feature there. It's just the singular eye on it. And he's like, "This is what I was talking about. Isn't this thing amazing?
Before I go in, can I put a dagger in like a corner so just in case the door doesn't shut?
Sure. So you put the...
I'm going to use Divine Sense again.
Okay. Very evil.
Evil?
Very, very, very evil.
I do not believe that we should be here. This is bad.
This looks really cool.
This is very, very bad. We should leave immediately.
Wait, did we go through this door?
Yes.
Okay. And as soon as we went through this door, we see this statue.
Right. It's like right there.
How far away is this statue from us?
It's about 15 feet from you. And it's going up into this cavernous area. Philocus walks up to him. He's like, look. It'll be fine.
Philocus, this is bad.
It's a statue, really? He's like, look, this thing is nothing to be afraid of. And he knocks on it. And as his flesh hits the stone starts to crack around his hand. And it starts to chunk off like paint. And it starts falling from this thing as it goes up.
Is it revealing anything?
It's revealing this figure as if he's sitting there.
Okay.
And you hear this deep, like a moan, almost like a wail.
I want to try to go up and grab Philocus and throw him behind me.
Okay, so you run up to grab him and throw him behind you, and this thing's fingers start to flex and unfurl as it comes alive.
I'm gonna get out of there as soon as I can too.
We're gonna end it here.
Okay.
So,
are we dead?
Are we dead yet?
Alrighty, that was end of episode 1.
I'm just gonna throw at the fruit.
Experience!
Quite curious, this statue in the cave. Some say it was meant to be found. Waited on the remote island until some curious adventurer unearthed it.
The moon was high in the night sky, casting a bright reflection on the waves. Benjamin's eyes were wide, and his ears hanging on every word. Yuban Kai spotted the time on Benjamin's watch and nearly fell backwards.
By Rom, look at the time. My boy, we should cut this short.
But wait, what happens with the statue?
A tale that can be told tomorrow evening. Yes, we should get some sleep. Legends of the past will not vanish through night. We can pick this up tomorrow.
Oh, all right. And you swear you'll be here tomorrow?
For the sake of this story, yes. I will stay another night. I'll gather some more fish tomorrow.
Benjamin nodded and headed back for the road where his horse waited. He tucked his notes in a leather pouch that hung off the saddle. Looking back over his shoulder, he saw Yuban Kai sleeping in his fisherman's chair. Beyond the beach, far in the distance, was a Carissian Pearl, an island where all the senators and aristocrats made the decisions for the country. Benjamin thought to himself, how much grander a story like this can be than the common life of a bustling city. Thank you all again for listening to the first episode of the Afterlight Origins podcast. We hope you enjoyed the journey so far and encourage you to look out for episode 2. To keep up to date with Afterlight content, visit us at our website at www.afterlightpodcast.com. If you want to see more content like this, please like or subscribe to our YouTube channel or on other major podcasting hosts such as Spotify or iTunes. Consider contributing to our work through Podbean and receive premium content, including full-length episodes called Afterlight Echoes, where you can hear the events leading up to the beginning of Afterlight Origins. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.